is the second part of our presentation on the realities of male-female interactions. And it's for the men, or the male version of it. After which the ladies will come for the female version. There's a good reason for that. Okay, so as you are sitting here right now, you are a man. Are you not a man? You're a man. What makes you think that you're a man? Or what makes you think that you are almost a man? What do you need to be a man? Also, so the first thing we'll look at is a man's evaluation of women. So as I'm sitting here, all of us fall into certain categories as far as how we see women. We can break it down into various different categories, but I'm going to look at one aspect of the categorization. The aspect I'm going to look at now is how we men evaluate women's behavior based on how we men ideally want their behavior to be like versus how it really is. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. So there's a way that we evaluate women. And we are looking at reality versus our point of view. So the first group, or category 1, are naive or uneducated men. As in men who are naive, they just look at the world through petal glass, or they look at the world as if everything is all right and everyone is good. Or let's be more realistic, they look at the world in an idealistic and unrealistically optimistic way. Not the world, but women specifically. So what do I mean by this? They see women as innocent, wholesome creatures who can do no wrong. And when that happens for such a man, he finds himself very shocked when he starts discovering certain things. For instance, such a man will be seeing a lady who is always coming to church or whatever. He looks at a lady from the house and says, wow, this lady, only for him to hear that the lady has been doing this and he did this with this person and that, and say, everything, what happened? Really, no, this girl who has, no, she's not like that. You don't want to believe it because your general overview is you're looking at the way she presents herself as a matter of fact who she is. And like we started learning from the beginning, we are not here to, what I'll say is that humans are bad people who do good things. There's something about us, generally, that makes us prone to evil and makes us become easily envious, bitter, and all that. There are some that I can say they are general as far as a human being is concerned, but some of them are specific to gender. That you can say, it even happens as far as even tribes are concerned. You can generally say that this tribe, they have this attitude generally, or this particular tribe or clan, this is the way they behave. And it's true. So that's the first category. The second category is the educated or experienced man who is not surprised about women in any way. He expects the nature of women to play out. He is not shocked when he gets to hear that a woman has been promiscuous or a woman is hypergamous. What do I mean by that? That a woman would choose a man based on what the man is capable and willing to do for her. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. As in, he's not surprised that this young woman had a boyfriend and the boyfriend is struggling, he's not getting the job, or his job is not really paying much, and all of a sudden the lady went to meet another guy and the guy has a car and the lady left the guy for the new guy. He's not surprised because he expects it. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because he knows that a woman has a natural proclivity. There are certain things that women do because it comes naturally to them. They have a different directionality. And his reaction to it is not that of anger or resentment. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. It's not a shock to him. I don't know if you get this thing. So category one are those whom it will be shocked to because they, like we said it from the very first lecture, they are holding on to that religion. You know, right from the time you're a child, as a young boy, you had this image of what women were like. That innocent, clean, pure, they're not like that, they don't do this, no. I'm a shankrabo, I'm a anything. You know, we had that idealistic view of women. That they are not prone to the badness that men are prone to. So it's not angry, right? He expects it and he knows that this is how things are like. Then category 3 are educated and experienced who, for one reason or the other, have become very resentful or very angry as women in the way they behave and sees women as the enemy. So because of maybe coming to know the way women behave and the nature of women, or coming to have certain experiences of certain bad experiences with women, he really hates women and he sees women as the scum of the earth. As in, because of his that kind of thing, and he says that out of resentment, and for him, women are the enemy. Then category 4 are people who are educated but want to maintain an idealistic, optimistic, traditional view of women in respect to dating relationships. So category 4 is a man who is category 2, is educated and experienced, but his reaction to it is not, of course, when he sees women doing certain things, certain behaviors of women, he's not so surprised, he knows that this thing, but he still wants to hold on to his religion. So he has an idealistic view of women that, I believe and hope that this woman is different, or somehow things will work out. You get where I'm coming from? So I don't know which category you fall in, but this is an introductory part of the whole show. I'll skip this one for now because of time, when we get enough time. Okay, then in the very first talk we talked about seduction. And when we talk about seduction, we talk about some things in seduction. So I would like to talk about other aspects of seduction again. Okay, I'll start from the triangle of desire. What do I mean by that? It's a triangle where you find yourself in a situation where, okay, let me start from here. What is desire? I think in the first talk we talked about desire and interest, and we came to realize that when we talk about interest, it's more of a superficial thing. As in, you see this lady, you meet her every Sunday, and whenever you meet her on Sunday, you see, wow, this girl is fine, and you are attracted to her, but in the course of a week, you don't really think about her until you meet her the next Sunday. But desire is when now, in the course of a week, you are thinking about the person more. So you see that you are going, it's a step further from interest. Desire has various aspects of it, and one aspect of desire is that it's sometimes an illusion. What do I mean by that? We want what other people want. So that's why maybe you are walking by the street and you look into a restaurant, you want to go and eat, and you see that only two people are sitting there, big restaurant, only two people are sitting there. You're not encouraged to enter. Like you feel that these people, maybe their food is not good, that's why only two people. You just assume that maybe it's not so. So it's an illusion. Or maybe you are passing, you use another restaurant and the restaurant is almost full, or like people are in. Then it has qualified itself to you. Then you feel like, then this restaurant is good. So far as other people have chosen it, then it's good. So it's an illusion. It's possible that it's true, but it's also that maybe coincidentally as at then, more people are there because the owner knows a lot of people, or people, that's the first round that came, or one reason or the other, and not necessarily because of their food. But you are seeing it and based on, so it's social illusion such that Desire is imitative. We copy what other people want. So if you enter a place like I give the example of a restaurant, and other people have chosen to go there, you want to copy them. iPhone is one of the most popular phones. Everybody wants iPhone generally. Why? Because people want it. So you are imitating. You're not really thinking about whether it's no. There are many things in life that we imitate, and we choose them because others have chosen them. That's how desire. So people desire the phone, so you also desire it. There are many phones that have better features, or they could have. They are far better than an iPhone. Because when you're using an iPhone, you are limited in so many ways. But somehow, because people want it, you also want it. That's the deal. If you get it, you are also someone. You get where I'm coming from? That's what I'm talking about by desire being imitative. And desire is also competitive. We don't just copy what other people want, but we compete with people to get the best. So because other people want it, you also want it, and you want to be the one who gets it and they don't get it. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That's how desire is. So there's this young lady whom we are moving with, you like her and this thing. And she's going to use the triangle of desire to get you to go deeper. What do I mean by that? Maybe another time you see him chatting with another young gentleman, and the young gentleman is giving her attention. What does that mean? And the young gentleman is also interested in her. So you've met, then now your triangle of desire has been triggered. Another person wants her, that means she's desirable. So I want her more. So you are going to imitate it. And what happens? You want to compete for it. So you have been seduced. It wasn't your initial decision. You didn't choose it. Maybe initially you were just interested. Maybe this young lady, you always meet her and you are interested in her, asking, wow, this lady is fine. But for example, because other people have chosen her, you want to take her away from them. So you start getting jealous and you are triggered. So seduction is now bypassing your will. So of course, don't you have free will? So seduction somehow arrests your free will, such that your free will becomes weak. Because otherwise you wouldn't have chosen if you no, but somehow it has bypassed your free will, and now you are weak. You are choosing it. Otherwise, it's not that you cannot control it, but somehow most of the time your mind is not even there. That this is what is happening to you. You are even ignorant of what is happening to you. And this happens a lot in social settings. And there are many times that a woman might consciously or unconsciously use that against you. Maybe you are wasting time. So she use that, and all of a sudden your interest now moves to desire, and you want, and now you are chasing, and you are more. Now the more of the thoughts of a person is now in your mind, because they have given you something to think about. First of all, the mind. You understand what I'm talking about? If they've not entered your mind, they cannot get you. The mind is the number one battlefield. So if somebody is able to enter your mind, that more and more of your thoughts are revolving around that person. And you are excited about this person, but at the same time you are confused. It's mommy, does she like me? Or the other time she said this. Why did she say that? But that's the only way that you can fall deep. Can you tell me one relationship or one lady in question that you fell deep for that it wasn't the same process? Just one. I'm waiting. If you track back, you realize that it's always the same process. It's a cycle. It's the same process. You have to first of all enter your mind. You have to think. You have to ask yourself questions. You have to not be so sure of something. Then now you are going deeper and deeper and deeper. The second thing I'll talk about is isolation, physical and psychological isolation. Wow, time is far gone. Okay, let me move to the things I want to talk about. Okay, so introduction. A lot of young men like yourself are full of bravado. Men notice the disappointments that they face in relationships and the incongruencies between men and women, and do not know what to make of it. What you would hear here is actually contradictory to what you know and have been told. And your first knee-jerk reaction, you know a knee-jerk reaction? If somebody uses something to knock your knee, the way it just throws, yeah. So your first knee-jerk reaction might be to resist, contradict what I have to say. All that I can say is, give it time. All this information will sink in. It's not going to do so right away because it will be a lot on your plate all at one time. And a lot of it will be unique information, contradictory to what you know to be true. I just want you to know that we are not here for fantasy talk. We are talking about real life issues here. You already get enough of fantasy talk from your boys' voice, chants, and boastings. You get enough of that there. You don't need that here. You even get fabrications and people claiming to be dominating women. Everybody, oh, Charlie, oh, Charlie, you get where I'm coming from. Your boys' will give you enough because of your ego. You can get enough of fantasy talk when you are chatting or conversing with your voice and pretend as if you are all that. The naive, ignorant male is like the soldier who says, it will never happen to me. That's the naive, ignorant male talking. That's ego and pride. Oh, Charlie, yeah, wow, you lose, you make lose, give the girl a crowd. Charlie, me, I can go. But if you find yourself in that same situation, you'll be begging and making, oh. But when you come amongst your boys, then you'll be making your boastings and your chants. We are talking about reality here. So the naive, ignorant male is like a soldier who says, it will never happen to me. I will go to war and I won't get shot. All the dummies will get shot and killed. Not me. I'm too smart for that. Have you said something in relation to that before? Somehow, somewhere, someplace. Because me, honey, you are here, no, have you said something like that before? As a young man, I know you're a man, so are you getting where I'm coming from? That's naive, fantastical talking here. You're like a soldier. A soldier has seen war. He has seen that people go to war, people go and die. Oh, no. I can flog me. No, you think that somehow it will not happen to you. And every year, soldiers go to war during the Second World War, First World War, Vietnam War. They go and they come back, and many people have died. People come with amputations. And yet, he said, I want to be a soldier. Because somehow he believes that it will happen to them, but it will not happen to him. So you are seeing it too, but your bravado. If you want that fantasy, then this is not the place for you. Fantasy and deceit. Okay. The fantasy of the male, are you a man? Are you a male? What's the fantasy? Is to acquire a female who would clean the house, give him good sex, cook for him, and shut up until he needs her for something else. That's your ideal fantasy. You just think, person worry. Oh, in your mind, you are thinking that she'll be submissive to me, she'll clean the house, cook for. That's all you are thinking about. Oh, I'll get sex. Yeah, I want to get married, so I'll also be having sex. I want to get married so that you see that's you are thinking. Oh, we can bashnya. I hold it. Go one napani. Oh, bashnya now. Oh, ni ke mashimi to mo. Ko buna ko. Yeah, of course, in the cow, you ko buna ko collect it to me. No fellow toy after habo. And the male wants that all without any back talks, without any expression of her own desires, and he wants it all for free. He wants her to want him just because she thinks he is great. Am I talking to someone here? Oh, yeah. That's your fantasy. You think that she will want you just because he's such a wonderful, I'm so crazy about him, and this is the depth of fantasy. hold on to your fantasy. You want to believe it. Like I said before when I was talking about it first, I think the married man will tell you. I'm not saying that you will not get a good wife or your wife is an evil genius who is cooking up. What would I do that this guy, when he comes to, I'll cut him or he will die tomorrow? No, I'm not saying that. Oh. I'm saying that the natural man and the natural woman are playing out. When you are sitting in the car and the car is passing by as a young man, and you see this beautiful lady in her makeup and all that, see her fine girl, shapely and other things, what happens? Something happens to you. You want to check and see a child, you want to examine the body. Something pulls you. You can be above it, but you cannot be over it. I don't know if you get what I'm coming to say. There's something inside of you that's instinctual. I get what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. In the same way, a woman has certain instinctual things that will play out. I get what I'm trying to say. That's your milk. That's one of your weaknesses as a male, as far as your sex drive is concerned, and you are seeking variety. That's why when you're talking about with boys, Charlie, oh, girls say 10, 3 girls, and the more you talk about that, it boosts your self motivational level. You're a guy. You're not doing anything extraordinary. You're just being a man. You're not doing anything special. All the guys are like that, unless they are pathological. That's when you're talking about maybe homosexuality. Those things it's just like all of us are healthy here, right? If you see someone and the person has only one eye and it's here, would you count that person as a normal human being? But it happens. People are born with only one eye. It's a pathology. So I'm not talking about pathologies here, but I'm talking about real life, everyday man and everyday woman. If you are going to get married to a healthy, well-functioning woman, do you hear what I'm trying to say? Then you are going to get a woman. So I understand where you're coming from. It's like a religion to you. You have a religion, just like Christians or a Muslim will say that no, Muhammad is a prophet and the only prophet. And if anyone tries to argue with you concerning no, it happens like you're saying. You're holding on to a religion, but it's only a matter of time. You've been cut and you've been cut and you'll be cut again, but you're not learning your lesson. You will not until you face the ultimate cut. You know what the ultimate cut is? Of course, if you have a girlfriend, when things don't go, you can just say, oh, I will not do it again. When you get married, that's the ultimate cut. Are you going to run away? When you hear people saying they want to divorce, it's not because it's not easy. I hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it will not work out for you or you should be expecting doom. I'm not giving you bad prophecy. But I think those who are married understand me. You know what I'm talking about? We are facing a woman. And the woman is also facing a man. We are two different people with two different instincts. Let me continue. So that's the male's fantasy. The feeling that the female can do anything for him and is submissive and can't live without him. It's validating and feeds his ego. So when you find yourself with a woman and you have that feeling and the woman is portraying something in that direction, if you do anything for it, like you are happy, like it makes you are happy. You feel like you are a man. Yes, I'm the man. And women instinctively know this and can fake it until they get a commitment. Only then does the female chameleon gradually start to show her true colors. Women will use submission as a facade. Are you listening to what I'm saying? To trap a man. And she can maintain this long enough to feed the man's fantasy till the man is convinced to surrender his biological imperative as a man of multiple female validation. Only then does she gradually and incrementally stop doing her part of the deal of submission and incrementally increase her power over the man. When I talk about these things, I'm talking about the natural male and the natural female what playing out. And before you came to know Christ, you were a natural man. After you come to know Christ, you have the decision to be carnal or spiritual. So, of course, there are many Christians who are carnal. They don't really handle that part of their lives that they can be over it or above it rather, but not over it. If I'm saying above it, over this is it. This is it, right? So to be above it is like this. You can fall into it. But to be over it is like that when you fall, you are out of it. And so far as you're existing in this your physical body, you can be above it, but you cannot be over it. So you have something about it. That's why even Paul, our very own Paul, says the things I want to do. There's something about you. You can be transformed by the renewal of your mind. You can become a better person. But there's always a pull. There's always some claim. If there's a fantasy of what the ideal woman is, then women want to pretend to meet that fantasy, even though it has nothing to do with coming from inside, but rather projected from the outside. This is where men get disillusioned. They are seeing a fantasy and ripped off, as well as lied to and deceived. Because the healthy man is direct and does not function that way. Women are about image. And if the image is intact, solid, and made believable, then they are a success and can proceed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you wear makeup? Why? Why can't you wear makeup? Abraham, why don't you wear makeup? But the women wear it every time. He said, we can wear. So you wear makeup on an everyday basis. That's what I spoke about when I said there's feminization of men in the first talk. That's what I was talking about. Those are some of the things I'm talking about here. I'm listening.
You see, like what I said was sometimes, depending. For instance, newscasters and those who go on air,
Well, I get where you're coming from, but that is not the natural man playing out. You are not drawn to it. I'm talking about like everyday real life. Of course, the newscasters, they are fantasy people. They are trying to give you they want to seduce you. That is their aim. They want to seduce you to pull. They want to have some look, an image. It's about image. It's very good you brought that up. So the newscaster is an image. Whether be it a man or a woman, it's an idol trying to pull you in. He wants you to watch the news, trying to seduce you. That's why he's going to make up. But a normal man, if he's not feminized and he has a healthy male nature, will not feel comfortable wearing makeup and sending it outside because it's not him. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying this that maybe women should not wear makeup. For a woman to wear makeup is expected. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. It's expected because why? She's just being just like for you to see men do, hey, Charlie Mine. It's expected. I guess where I'm coming from. So it's not like I'm trying to bash someone or I'm trying to make it as if women are evil. No. I want you to look at life in a realistic spectacle and remove your spectacle of fantasy. Otherwise, what will happen? You will pay for it. That's the whole essence of this particular talk. That's why you could see from my introduction, I was trying to mention certain things to you. And I told you that this is unique information. You will not hear it anywhere. I'm not saying that you will not hear it anywhere. Not Councillor Lutrot, or you will not hear this anywhere. I'm telling you. If you think I'm telling you, go to the depth and the height of this world. Go to your biggest pastors or whatever. I'm telling you, you will not hear this in its fullness. Maybe a point here, a point there, anywhere. So you are blessed. Amen. So I'm saying that If there's anything like a fantasy of what an ideal woman is, then a woman will play it out for you. She has measured you up. I'm telling you reality. It might not sound very nice to hear, but if you don't, some people are here, what I'm talking about. Maybe they are not even married or anything, but they can relate. They know what I'm talking about. But some of you, you are very young, you've not yet started very well. But at least all of you here, none of you here is innocent.
Oh, yeah.
All of you have been cut before. It's not. I wasn't there when you were cut. If I say cut, you understand cut. I care for that. You felt some pain or disappointment in relation to woman before. I wasn't there, but I know. Why? Because if you had anything to do with a woman before, you've been cut before. It's not because a woman is evil, but because a woman is a woman. Tobo. Tobo, they are like worrying you, wow. Don't worry. You're a man. Why is it you not been cut before? You're to move. You not let your ego come in, right?
I'll be Isaac.
So like I was saying, women are about image. And if the image is intact and solid and made believable, then they are a success and can proceed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if she can make up and look good, then that is her. And she's okay with it. And she can say, oh, today you look so good. And yeah, man, you can never, because you know that when somebody, you put on makeup as a man and somebody says you look good, you know that this is not me. I'm just wearing the makeup. That is, I want to be me. That's the difference between man and woman in relation to this. A woman is comfortable with presentation. If she's not good and everybody thinks she's good, she's okay with it. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. That's why women strive to present themselves in a way. If nobody knows, then she's okay. If nobody knows about it, maybe she's been sleeping with 3 men together and everything, but everybody sees her as innocent, clean, and everything. If everybody says, oh, well, a good girl, you go and she's okay with it. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. To her, so far as everybody sees that, then she's that. And that's why she can put on her makeup and she's okay with it. So she's born to portray a facade, and she's born knowing this. I'm telling you what is there. I'm not telling you because I want. There are certain things I can say about guys that are this or that are not so flattering to us, but they are true. You may not like it, but the fact that you don't like it doesn't make it false. And the reason why you want to contradict it and fight it is that I'm crashing your fantasy and you hate it. I'm stealing that fantasy of this perfect female archetype of me and manage you to mole benakai. Let me move on. I don't want to talk too much. So when a woman gives you the portrayal or the facade of being submissive, it's very effective to you as a man because it feeds your instinct to dominate, and it can easily mislead you. There are many stories. The older ones amongst you, those in their 20s, maybe they understand more. There was this time that a certain friend of mine was telling a story about this lady that her friend got married to, and after the friend got married to, the friend was so bitter. And the friend like, when I was with her, when we were going out, she used to cook. Then she'll place a napkin around my neck, and I'll finish the food. And you see that kind of thing. And now, since we got married, she's not doing that. When I ask her about food, she tells me that she goes to the kitchen. Don't I have hands? You see what I'm talking about? This is an extreme case. But I want you to be aware that a woman on a campaign, when you're on your campaign, there are certain things you do. But a woman, when she's on a campaign, knows that she has to play submissive. Let me tell you something. Any girl who likes you or she's interested in you, she'll play that game with you. It's instinctual. It plays out. She will play submissive with you. That's her game. And the semblance or resemblance of female submission is the most integral part of her game. And the concession to you is always based on anticipated control and anticipated material gain that you will provide through association with her. It's not based on pure emotional and sexual gains as you might try to imagine as a man. You might try to idealize or fantasize. But you want to believe it. Because it gives you this aspirational, what I call aspirational male dominance. You are aspiring to dominate. You are aspiring to be the man. Oh, Charlie, come on, get like go honey. Ask him to Charlie, one girl, and Charlie, one you that's your aspiration. It's called aspirational male dominance. That's what you're aspiring for. I'm in control, and women want to submit to a real man. But I'm telling you today that a woman will feign everything in her disposal, be it emotional, physical, behavioral, sexual, in order to deceive the man into submission. So sexually, maybe she's never really getting an orgasm, but she'll pretend as if she got it. Physically, she will present herself in a particular way. That is not real, but she's okay with the image. And the end goal is securing his full commitment to her and only her as a woman. By getting the man's commitment, she gets everything the man stands for by default. She gets his money, attention, and control of every moment of his actions. What a woman wants is commitment. But I'm telling a lie. It's orgasmic. That's one of their best diction. Commitment, that word. You hear it a lot from the side of women. Men are not about commitment. And that's why women always accuse men of not ready to commit. Because a man is seeking variety. And that's why you can sometimes see certain funny videos on YouTube that maybe flower, and maybe we throw the flower back and all the guys run away, the flower fell on the ground. I don't know if you've seen such videos on YouTube or this thing. That is the typical male acting out. A man has to be in a state of madness in order to say, I'll commit to this woman. I'm not saying in the negative way, but I'm saying it in a positive way. A man has to be in a state of madness. Something has to happen in his mind, chemically speaking, biologically speaking, for him to say that, okay, I'll commit to this lady in question. It's not the natural way. A woman is seeking to nest. He's seeking, from the time she was a child, she's always looking out. I want to have my own family, and our kitchen will be like this, and we'll have 3 children, and my husband will be like this. As a man, do you think like that? About your wedding dress? Till the time she was 5 years, she was already thinking about your wedding. Have you ever thought of your wedding dress when you were 5? If that's how sitting here now, that's not her nature. So a woman seeks that. So when she gets the appropriate man, or the man that she has chosen, that's what a woman is thinking of. I think you know what I'm talking about. You see it in movies, you see it in everyday. So when she chooses you, or she wants to, she'll do anything possible to get you to commit. If she has to play submissive, for you to be caught in, like, wow, this girl will submit to me, because now your selfishness is now being caught. You are thinking about, yes, I'm the man, that kind of thing, and now she'll play it. Women marry men that they do not love. Many, many, many women. It may be very, very difficult to believe, but it's true. A woman will get into a relationship where they are emotionally insincere and don't even find a guy attractive. They are not getting in it for love, but rather to overcompensate or medicate their own emotional turmoil. We don't have enough time, so let me just move on to the next one. Female pragmatism. Listen. The very first thing, the things I'm saying here now, I don't have to defend them. They will defend themselves. As you go into the world, as you step out of here, something is going to happen to you. You will be putting on a new spectacle. You now see life, all of a sudden, life, it will be like life have pulled something from your outside, and you are seeing things different. As soon as you now relate, you'll be seeing all the things I'm talking about playing out. You see them playing out. Before, you were asleep. You didn't really, you know what is happening. All we are seeking for is female validation. Charlie, it's mom, Charlie, film me that. Okay, film, no, Charlie, she's not really paying attention to me, and you become so down. But now you now start seeing things in a real way, in reality, and take up the spectacle of fantasy. Let's move on. So the very first thing a woman does is to evaluate the man, not fall in love. You hear what I said? The very first thing a woman does is to evaluate the man and not fall in love. As soon as you get there, she's already watched you up and down physically. She's checking, what do you have? What can you do for me? That's what the woman is looking at. And I'm not talking about whether she's a prophet. Let me stand up. I'm not talking about whether she's a prophetess or a woman of God. She's a what? Woman. She's going to evaluate you. It's just like the same way, whether a man is a man of God or whether, when he sees a woman, his first instinct is to check her out. Like, wow, you're there. But maybe because he's a man of God, he will control himself and temper it down. But he's going to check her out. It's just natural. That's his instinct. It's something that comes from inside of you. So I'm saying that the first thing a woman does is to evaluate the man. This is based on a checklist. So every woman has a checklist. You don't have a checklist. I'm telling you, you don't. Maybe you have certain preferences, but a woman has a checklist. And as I'm saying, these ones are very, very relatable. And this is based on a checklist. It happens anywhere that men and women meet. It can be on Facebook. She checks your profile picture. She checks this. She checks this. Oh, this guy, I will not accept it. That's why when it comes to guys and friend requests and accepting, we don't really mind. Like, come on, accept. But a woman, she's checking you out. What do you have? She's looking at all your features. Okay, accept. Oh, many won't for that. That's it. Women evaluate you. Be it at church, on Facebook, in the friends introduction that Ablo, this is my female friend. This as soon as she sees, okay, Ablo, okay, he's tall, he's a nice guy, he's that. Okay, why? His dress is very nice too. And then he checks. Oh, he has a car too. Okay. A woman is going to what? Evaluate you. Stop your fantasy. Nice. Are you listening to what I'm saying? It's not that she's evil. It's just like I told you from the beginning. If you see a lion chasing an antelope, I will say, hey, lion, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's not nice. No. It's a lion just chasing an antelope. Accept it for what it is. There's nothing to be angry about. Accept for what it is and know how to deal with it. And the evaluation is based on the same criteria. It's not based on the same criteria that a man evaluates a woman. Different criteria. She evaluates a man based on what she could gain from him, his willingness and his capability to serve her. So first, willingness. Are you willing? And second, your capability. So capability. He has a car, he has a house, he has a home. So he will say, oh, can I come and visit? So when a woman is interested in you, maybe she has interest in you. She thinks that this guy is nice. Then she says, okay, I have to go further. Oh, can I come and visit you at home? All this thing. As soon as she gets into your room and she's checking, okay, fan, tick. She has a TV, tick. It's a woman. It's not like she's not done anything evil. She's just being a woman. That's the same way when you see a woman, you're also checking out. Charlie, everybody and what they like. You what? Evaluate. She also check. It's not that big. Whether she's the prophet, she's going to do it. She's just being a woman. This is why every man, so she evaluates based on the willingness. So even if you have everything, if you're not willing to give it, no, it's going to disqualify you. It's not just about having, but also, first of all, willingness is more important than capability to a woman. So even if you don't have much and you are capable, you are not so capable, and you are willing to give so much, you are more likely, but she needs the capability too. So she evaluates the man based on what she will gain from his willingness and capability to serve her. This is why every man has experienced invisibility by a variety of women. You know what invisibility is? You are there, but you are not there. You understand what I'm talking about? So she passes by like she may never know, doctor. All of a sudden, her behavior changes in a doctor. I think last year I said a story. I think we've done this a number of, you have previous audios. If you get the audios in this, then we've talked about so many things. We've talked about so many things already. So I think maybe you have to get the audios previous. So I will not be repeating things. So this is why every man has experienced invisibility by a variety of women. If the male has nothing to offer, he is of no use to her and becomes invisible. A woman may open up the first door based on a man's looks, but that is only the first door and the man has not got very far. This is when the checklist comes out. I want a man who is tall, 6 feet, has this, has that, has his own car, has that. He has to tick. And it's just when the man, after the initial meeting, is attracted to the woman and is ready for the romance. So you meet the woman and she's your type. Wow, this guy is fine. For you, get straight. You've already made your mind. She's fine. But the woman doesn't make her mind out. Maybe because you are fine, she might open the first door for you. Oh, come in. But you don't enter the kitchen. I guess not. It's just the first door. Women work indoors. So you move from the first door, then okay, it's now find this about you. Okay, second door. Okay, that's I'm going. So just as the man is ready for romance, the woman is just got started. He just started the game. She seeks to know how the man feels about various issues and certain vital information concerning the man. So there are questions. She wants to know things. What about this? Okay, then about this? She'll be asking you questions. When she starts vetting you that way, you see that she's interested. Because the first door doesn't mean that it's just first door. If you don't qualify for the more important things, it's very, very easy for you to be kicked out. Have you not seen that maybe a lady initially maybe she was what's happened? My friend, you didn't qualify for 75. And it's possible that if the man fails just one question, possible that he has lost it all. The man has to pass through a very huge questionnaire given to him passively or directly. By the questionnaire, she is predicting what the man is going to be like in the future. A woman has a little girl's dream. You understand what I'm saying? A little girl's dream. When the time she was a child, she had a dream. She has a dream of what she expects and demands from you as a man. And that dream has to take priority. And the definition of every relationship is that little girl's dream. She will discount any association with any man who is not able or willing to act every way in benefiting it. So sometimes a picture, you are not even part of the picture. She has access to it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what the invisibility is? Maybe there's a girl at church or it's not for crash, but we're not nice car no quick. I'm just with her. But not just get a nice or just get something. Let's say all of a sudden the attitude changes. She's not behaving extraordinary, she's just being a woman. There's no crying. Just like we say in Sunday school, no talk. This one, there's no crying. Listen to this. Listen to it carefully. What a woman is expected to contribute to the relationship and to the male is negligible to her. It's not even part of the equation. Her perceived contribution and the gains that she expects to get is sufficed by the mere fact that she is female. In her view, nothing more should be required or expected. How many of you have been in a relationship before? So she will use her femaleness as enough. It's enough. You know what I'm talking about? You know how I'm talking about real life things. She's a female, it's enough. And she expects that you should be tall, this, that. At the end of the day, perfect imperfections. And you do it. Oh, you do it. Because you are seeking what? Female validation. That's the curse upon man. If it had not been for this thing, there are many things that men will not do. I will finish in the next 9 minutes. So I'll be jumping things. And to her, it's even absurd that a man will require or expect anything beyond her femaleness, in quotes. Being female should be adequate and must suffice. To a woman, her love is basically or primarily her presence. It's very important to her. If she's present there and she's there and she's the woman and she's giving herself to you, she feels she's giving you more than enough. You might not like it, it might not sound nice, it might not sound so flattering, but it is true. If the male has nothing to offer and is not willing to offer anything, then she's not going to waste her time with him. She does not care about the things that you think. What are you going to put on the table? A woman is very pragmatic. She's practical. With you, it's fantastical. They are looking at things like tangible things. You've seen it in movies and women are practical. We are not joking. If you are coming with a fantastic idea, you are small. Okay, let me put it this way. If you're a man, and all of a sudden the woman that you like, all of a sudden she starts losing her beauty and maybe she starts becoming fat, ugly, and other things, something happens to you. All of a sudden your attention starts going somewhere else. You want something new, something fresher. In the same way too, that's how a woman is. That's why there are so many instances and so many stories about maybe and all of a sudden she meets somebody who has more, or the guy's situation became bad, all of a sudden then she break up relationship. Oh, it's not you, it's me. Just that it seems as if you are not. It seems it's just me. I'm in a bad place. Just tomorrow now you hear that she's getting married to another guy. Okay, very soon, in the next 7 minutes. A woman's past. A woman is in fear of the whole world discovering and seeing who she is, including the dirty track records of her past. To a woman, her past is largely a hidden and undisclosed secret. Oh, what happened in your past relationship? Oh, I don't like talking about it. That guy, she will never tell you. Normally, she will not. If she tells you, she's always the victim. She's the victim. A natural born victim. This is by her design because she's ashamed of what she has done in her past. She made a lot of mistakes because she was running her nature. And most women guard their past, for awareness would engender repulsion and to be an antidote for a deceit. And they know it. What do I mean by that? They have to put an identity on because. So women always put an identity on in every way, from their appearance to their height to their character to their past. If you should look into the past of a woman, it will be terrifying. And she works very hard to hide her true identity, because if discovered, you will find the buried bodies that she left behind. And there's a lot of it. The casualties of her female nature are in her past, and she does not even want herself to remember or acknowledge it, because that is how shameful it is. But it's all hidden under a socially promoted image of goodness, innocence, civility. You may just assume that she will do the same thing to you if you get to know her past. But women are cyclical. You understand cyclical? Just like a menstrual cycle. You know how the menstrual cycle works? Right? Every month, there's a particular, it goes through ovulation. We have 2 phases. And exactly, so when it's coming, you know that, oh, and then another or and the next, she knows. So I'm saying that they are cyclical, not just in their ovulation period. It's just a foreshadow of what a woman is. She's also cyclical in a relationship. That's why you have to know what she has done to the previous guy. She's going to do the exact same thing to you. No difference. Job was talking about the past and its relevance. Unspoken among women. So she's just going to assume that you just assume that she'll do the same thing to you as she has done to the others. If you should get to know, and she knows it. And so she has to hide it. Unspoken amongst women is the agreement that they must keep their true identity and character hidden and never forget to wear their mask in public, and never put their true nature in public display. Women love a mask. When on display, not very much is true about a woman. Not very much. The makeup on the skin, the shoulder pad, the corset, the pad that they put to show that they have ass more than they usually actually have, that's below the clothing, as well as the implants below the skin, whether it be breast implant or whatever. They are just the physical components of the mask. However, they do not only mask their appearance, but they also mask their character and personality as well. In conclusion, a lot of information on male nature or on men and women is contradictory to what we've been led to believe and what we really want to believe. Not just what we've been led to believe, but what we really want to believe. You don't want to believe it. You don't. There's a teenage boy, just like a woman has a little girl's dream, men have a teenage boy's fantasy. When you're growing up, you're just like Charlie. That's aspirational male dominance. Like, yeah, tomorrow, Charlie, tomorrow I will get. In your mind, when you're thinking about that fantasy, you are just thinking about a woman like I started from the beginning. She'll feed you. You go sex, Charlie. In your mind, those are the things you're thinking about. But I don't know that the picture is wider and bigger than what you are thinking. You think she also doesn't have a game plan. You don't even have a game. And this teenage boy fantasy is prevalent in men, and men have to let that go. It's all about the willingness to let go of this fantasy. Fantasies of the dominant, invincible, superior male, the ideal male romance book. You know, we have female romance books, right? You read a romance book about, and he was so dark and handsome, and he did this for me, and that. In the same way, if there was something like a male romance book, that's what it would be about. About men boasting. Charlie will finish like crap. That's what the ideal tomorrow. Invincible, near film like Charlie didn't know. The dominant, that's the male romance book. If there was anything like that, but it's not reality. A man must keep the qualities of female nature in his mind at all times and never ever underestimate woman. It's about getting informed before jumping off the cliff. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Before you jump off a cliff, you have to be informed. So there's this high mountain, you're standing on the edge, and you want to jump. You have to ask yourself any questions. Is there water down there? How deep is the water? Would I get choked somewhere? You have to ask. But if you are fantastical, it means that you are imagining that you can fly. I believe I can fly. So you have to be informed. In this current state that you are in, if you are category 1, you remember the beginning. You are thinking that you can fly. Oh, not all women are like that. So me, my woman is not going to be like that. She's going to be like that. She's going to be like that. She might maybe be to a large extent above it, but she's going to be like that. And it's going to play out. I'm not saying that she might be like that too. She's going to what? Be like that. It's about getting informed before jumping the cliff. Most men have no idea what they are diving into. So many men enter marriage, you don't even know what they are. You enter it with fantasy. As you are sitting here now, fantasy. Oh, Charlie, and she's going to play submissive. When she plays submissive, it's not because she's done anything extraordinary. It's instinctual. Until she gets the commitment, or she gets the animal in the cage. Bah! Cage commitment. What a woman is looking for is commitment. So all that a man does is that he's under a mind-altering drug, and his brain is, which removes every fear and puts him under an irrational state of delusion. All fear is gone, and he does it like he just assumes aspirational male dominance. Yes, I'm the man, and yes, everything's going to be wonderful. And my woman is different; she's not like the other woman. Yet all that fear is gone. It's a mind-altering drug that has to happen to you before you need it. If you don't have that, you cannot. You have to have it. But I want to encourage you, get married, but get married informed. You should know what you are going to expect, and to inform and help you in your choice. It will also help you in your behavior towards her. It will also help you to be like God. When he was speaking to his wife, he always confronted them. This is what you are doing. Not that you are going to try to no. But when she points it out, let her change. Tell her, this is what you are doing, this is why you are doing this. It's not an argument. You don't never argue with a woman, you're wasting your time. But let her know what you expect and what you demand, because she's going to let you know what she expects and what she demands. But if you boast about how omnipotent you are in your masculinity to self-validate, however, what I will encourage is that if you want to strike up any type of relationship with a woman, then you have to know exactly the depth of the water once you dive down the cliff. You cannot have a delusion that you can fly. It's pure fantasy. If you think that what is being said here is irrelevant, erroneous, and dismissible, then please, let me back down. Let me kneel down and beg you. Please, go into the world and implement your opinions and see how you do. Let women confirm your attitude. Thank you very much, and God bless you.